Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's update on Typhoon Egay. So, Typhoon Egay is about to make landfall near Quanzhou, China, and has maximum sustained winds of 110 miles per hour. Looking at the Zoom Earth cone for Egay, we're looking at a 100 mile per hour post-tropical cyclone across southeast China by Friday 7 a.m. Central American Time. By Friday 7 p.m. Central American Time, a 60 mile per hour post-tropical cyclone moving across east-central China. By Saturday 7 a.m. Central American Time, a 30 mile per hour post-tropical cyclone across east-central China. And then by Saturday 7 p.m., a 25 mile per hour low pressure area over northeastern China. So looking at the latest wind speeds across southeastern China from Typhoon Egay, we're about to see the hurricane force winds move on shore around Quanzhou, which is experiencing 60 mile per hour wind gusts. But these wind gusts are going to rapidly strengthen as Egay begins to make landfall within the next hour or so. And over the next 2 to 6 hours, we're going to be seeing hurricane force wind gusts across much of southeastern China in the province of Fujian, and the tropical storm force winds between about 40 and 70 miles per hour continuing across Taiwan as well. Going into the next 6 to 8 hours, tropical storm to hurricane force wind gusts are going to move along the eastern parts of China. And then as we go into the next 8 to 12 hours, the tropical storm force winds are going to move into east central China, into the province of Zhejiang. And then as we go into the next 12 to 18 hours, as Typhoon Egay begins to dissipate, so are the tropical storm force winds are also going to dissipate with it. Now looking at the radar right now for Typhoon Egay, Typhoon Egay is bringing heavy rain across most of southeastern China, including Quanzhou and Putian, and this heavy rain is only going to get stronger and more intense as Typhoon Egay makes its landfall in the next hour or so. We're seeing extremely heavy rain moving across southeast China, and as the eye wall moves on shore, this heavy rain is really going to get intense with the strong winds as the eye wall moves on shore. Now looking at the future rainfall across southeast China, the rain is going to be extremely heavy, torrential for the next 4 to 6 hours across Quanzhou, and then moving into east central China, we're going to see the heavy rain over the next 6 to 8 hours, and then eventually over the next 8 to 12 hours across east central China. And then the rain is going to eventually start to dissipate as Typhoon Egay dissipates over east central China, July 28th, Central American Time. And as if that's not enough, we have another typhoon that might potentially impact China, 30 mile per hour tropical depression as of this evening, 06W, by July 28th, 1 a.m. Central American Time, a 40 mile per hour tropical storm. Friday 1 p.m. a 50 mile per hour tropical storm. Saturday 1 a.m. a 60 mile per hour tropical storm. Saturday 1 p.m. a 70 mile per hour severe tropical storm. Sunday 1 p.m. a typhoon with 105 mile per hour winds. By Monday, a very strong typhoon with 125 mile per hour winds. And by Tuesday 1 p.m., a 115 mile per hour cyclone making landfall northeast of Quanzhou, China. So if you live across southeast China, make sure you're battening down the hatches for Typhoon Egay, as you're going to be experiencing the eye wall in Quanzhou in the next 30 minutes. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a wonderful evening, my friends.